Semen retention gang, we are back with another banger, and honestly, I think this retention video is going to stand out amongst all the other retention videos. Not saying it in a competition way, but this is proof that semen retention will work for you. Now, it's a lot of semen retainers always talking about how you will find your right one on the retention, and it always talk about how you will know that's the one in a matter of seconds because you so spiritually in tune on retention that you will pick up your person in the spirit. And I am showing y'all that it is proof right here, yes, right here, that semen retention, the effects, the benefits are real, and this is an example. So we just about to go ahead and start it. You know what I'm saying? So, and she gonna tell her part on the same thing, right? And we just gonna put it all together. So for me, right, um, I'm gonna just tell y'all a little story on how we met because that also plays a part. So before I met her, before I even knew who she was, I was still in my sexual ways. You know what I'm saying? Like I was still doing things sexually. I was still building relationships out of sexual intention. I was not on my journey. I just kept constantly releasing all types of stuff regarding living your lustful pleasures, right? But then I said to myself, I was like, you know what? It got to be a better way because this right here, like, I know this is fun, but I was like, this is draining and I feel like it's hindering me. You know what I'm saying? This thing, living by lust, I felt like it was hindering me. And once I made up in my mind that it was time to change, I stumbled across videos called semen retention. I had no idea what that was, but then as I started going into it, and I was like, this is exactly what I needed because this is retaining your seed, and in result of that, it desexualizes your brain when you retain. And in the midst of that, I just started to love the journey. I started to reap the benefits. No more than 2 weeks, I start feeling the raise in tension and testosterone. I started to feel this high unction to just do better. I even told y'all it even made me cut my hair. Like y'all know the hairstyle I had before this. It was like it was a whole bunch of it was like a fro, but it was like curls and stuff. And I had a sponge, and I also had the gold strip. But on retention, I just had this very, very, very strong urge to go back to the manly type of hairstyle for me. So semen retention has definitely helped me out, and this right here is the biggest benefit of retention. I'm not gonna sit here and talk about all the benefits of retention. Just go watch other videos for that. We're gonna be talking about how retention brought us together. So we met in a financial peace class, right? This was around the time when I wanted to get my finances right. I just had the urge to get them right because I'm like, this I can't be living paycheck to paycheck. I need to know how to budget, so and so and so. So I went to my auntie, who I didn't even know that she was a financial anything. So I went to her, and then she gave me pointers on budgeting, and then I got so overwhelmed in a good way about budgeting that I attended the classes that she was doing. And it just so happens that when I attended the class, she was there. But this is how it all started though. So me on my retention journey, like I always say, when you're on retention, you're more keen, you're more spiritual, in tune to everything. You just everything is just clean. Like you have a clean mindset. No, you're not perfect. Like I still like even today, like I still have like my imperfections regarding like the temptations still come and all that, but it's the mindset shift of this is not gonna be happening anymore. Financial peace, right? I was just chilling, and I came here and I came in before her, so I was just chilling. It was a whole bunch of other girls that was in that class, y'all. A whole bunch of other girls that was in that class, and I was talking to my auntie, all that other stuff. But then everything shifted when she came in. Now this is the funny part. When she came in, I didn't even see her face. But when she came in, my like I always tell y'all, it's like my spirit knew exactly who that was, what she was gonna do, what she was gonna be, all that type of stuff. So when she came in, my spirit turned to her. I was still looking straight though. I was still looking straight, paying attention to the class. But when she came in, it was like it was like my entire, it was like a switch. I always say it's like a switch. Like she got highlighted, and um, it's like everything that I would need in life, not just the women, but everything that I would need in life. It was like this is the form, and that was the quickest feeling I ever felt regarding any woman. Like that's why I say like dating is cool, but dating is seeing if that's the one. On retention, when your one comes in, you will know immediately that's the one. When I seen her, I knew immediately that she is gonna be my wife.
Aw, that's sweet to hear, though.
Yeah, and
This story never gets old.
yeah, I told her this many times. I'm just showing y'all that this is an example of when you get on retention, you will find your one because you're spiritually in tune now, and it's like God favors you. And at that moment, God favored me. So yeah, that's my story. That's my part. And babe, you wanna chime in because she was also on her journey too. But that's
Yeah.
she. I'm gonna let her tell that. Your glasses? It was flowing so well.
I gotta get myself together. Yes, my part of it is I wasn't a Christian, and then I started, listening to the word. And that was a year before I met him. I started listening to the word, and then I was walking down the street, and I went to a church like back in the day and everything, and I was saved, baptized, and everything, but I didn't follow it. So once I started growing in the faith, very smallly, the Holy Spirit told me to be celibate, and my previous relationship to that was very like sexual, based around lust and everything. So it was really like I knew that wasn't me because I wasn't, that's the way that I, would go about things and have those type of relationships. So I definitely went for it and said, okay, all right. But it's easier said while you're
On the journey.
yeah, while you're just with yourself. And full transparency, because I know that he's very honest on here too. So I joined this class. I found a church. I joined this class, and when I went into the class, I saw this guy, and I was like, oh. So it was 4 chairs. He was sitting at one end, and his brother was at the other end. So I looked, and I was like, oh, he's cute. And I sat next to him. And from there, I just was interested, and I really was, and still being celibate and everything. And then but I was kind of worrying about it too much, and he didn't seem interested. So I kind of, during praise and worship, because I was on the praise dance team at that time, I was just praying to God, Lord, because the class ended, he didn't hit me up, nothing. So I just prayed. I said, God, I give it to you. I am done with worrying about who my person is, because I was so excited to see who my person would be. Who God chose, now that I'm waiting on him to choose,
Well, let me chime in on that. I was on the same thought process that she was on. I said to myself, I was like, man, I ain't dating right now, man. I said, God, whatever happens, whatever happens. But until that day, I am going to be focusing on myself. Like, I completely just detached myself.
Yeah, and you said you thought it was going to be later on in your 20s.
Yeah, I didn't, yeah, God got jokes. I didn't think that I was going to meet my person at 25.
25?
Oh, I'm 28. God damn, I forgot my own age.
26.
In my mind, I didn't picture myself meeting my partner at 26. At 26, I did not know or plan to know who my beloved partner is around that time. I was hoping maybe later on in life, but God got jokes, so.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I said that prayer, and then that night, after I just had a release of I'm letting it go, that's when he texted me, and it all started from there. And I guess we could talk more about now, like how it's the difficulties of having a partner while on team retention and being celibate.
Yeah, we could talk about that. So, like she said, it's easier when you're not in a partnership with the person who gonna be the one you marry. It's so easy. Like before I met her, to be honest, on retention, I was unfazed. I almost felt like God, to be honest. Like when nothing fazing me, I was unmoved by anyone, by any woman. I wasn't tempted to do anything, right? I was literally on my journey, as most of us are on retention. But then when you meet somebody that you know is your person, that you also understand that had the same kind of past as you did regarding lustful tension, it's harder because now as the love grow deeper and deeper, because like I said, when it's your person, bro, it's like the love just it's just supernatural, to be honest. But it's hard in the flesh because that person is yours. So the love gets deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper to the point where you would want to please them in the way you know best.
Yeah, and something you would always say was, you would be like, it's just so hard. Like, it's like, wait, God, my person is right here. What do you mean, wait? What do you mean? So, yeah. And I think, in the beginning, it definitely was, like, we were nowhere near how we are now. Honestly.
We got better. We
are operating at 99%. Literally, like, we really respect each other, respect what God's doing. Before in the beginning, it was just so many mess ups and
so many pitfalls.
Yeah, and it was almost like I didn't see the beauty in it, like until we really had a pitfall, and then it just kind of made me like open my eyes, like wait a minute, I kind of saw more of why God calls His children to this,
Yeah, I didn't understand it either. I didn't understand why God calls His people to remain celibate. Like I didn't know. I was like, for what? You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, sex is you created sex, you know what I'm saying? So why can't, and then you gave us free will, so it's like, put two and two together. Why can't you let us do this?
One of the hard-headed children.
Oh no, I'm definitely.
Mine was not that bold.
I'm definitely one of the hard-headed. Like, he'll tell me something, and I'll be like, I mean, I ain't do it, but you know what I'm saying? I maybe did a little bit, but I ain't do the whole thing. You said, don't do the whole thing. I just did a little bit. So I'm technically still saved, right? So basically, going back to what we were saying, it is hard. Oh, I'm sorry, it was hard, but now we just rely on God more than ourselves, because we was relying on ourselves, our own strength, to remain celibate and on semen retention, and we would fail every time. But it was times where we got so ashamed of it that, for me personally, she can speak on her own, but for me personally, I didn't even want to even seek God anymore, because I was like, because remember, before I met her, I was getting right with God on my retention journey. So I felt I let Him down once He gave me my person. I was even about to blame Him. I was like, bro, you Eve me.
Oh my, no, and He didn't even Eve. Eve herself.
Eve herself. No, I'm talking about the Adam part. Because remember when God was like, "Where are you?"
You Eved me.
Yeah, that's what I was like. God, you Eved me.
Oh my goodness. But you know what? That's what He calls His kids to, discipline. There would even be times like in our journey where I would, repent, and I was just like, yeah, right. Like I just did it for the moment, and
you felt sorrowful.
Yeah, but it wasn't genuine.
Wasn't, yeah.
And I remember the first time that I actually genuinely, with an open heart, prayed to get help with this. And that was when I felt that lust like lift off of me. And that was the first time when I realized, like, whoa, like praying on it works. Because I never did it genuinely or meant it. But when I do those types of things, it's the weirdest thing. And it's such a blessing. But it's almost like looking at him is very attractive. But there'll be times where, I'll just look at him and feel some type of way. But with that prayer, it's almost like God turned that side off of me. Like I have so much control over it. It's literally supernatural. So it's definitely worth praying over it genuinely. And you have to find out your why. Like, why am I doing this? And that helped me a lot.
Yeah, so the reason why I'm doing it, I mean, we're doing it as a team. Let's make that clear. But individually, the reason why I'm continue to follow in retention is because I just love the journey. I love it. Like you see clearly, and that's very important as a critical thinker or a entrepreneur or as a man in general. Like as a man, you cannot afford to not think clear. And it also teaches discipline. If you can discipline your sexual needs, then everything else will be, not saying easy, but it'll be more manageable. Because holding your sexual energy or temptations, that is the hardest thing in this world to have discipline. aside from money. So that's why I love the journey. You know what I'm saying? Of course, we waited for marriage. Of course, all that stuff. But to go more deeper into it, I just love the journey. It builds a lot of discipline.
Yeah, and I think that's what I was actually telling him today, that God knew that he definitely struggled with lust, which I did too, but on a different level. And I think that he called him to semen retention instead of him just seeing a celibacy video. It was very specific and very intentional that God picked semen retention because he knew that there was things that need to be healed around this. So that's more based on discipline and growing as a man. Celibacy, that could provide the same, but it's more so of a spiritual thing. But this is more so like almost mastering your body, mastering your mind. But I will say that the reason why I do recommend this to different couples and get excited and pro celibacy is just because you really get to fall in love with a person through who they are,
right.
Like
That's
not
right.
even just what they can do for you. A lot of my relationships, I stayed in them longer just because I'm like, well, the sex is good, this is, but it's really nice to fall in love truly with a person and like, oh, if I travel for a while or he travels for a while, I know that I went this long without it because it's 2 years next month in November.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yes.
it's like I've gone that long without it. Our relationship isn't based around that. So that means a lot to me to be able to say that. And it's the first time that I fell in love without that. Although we had a lot of moments of things that we did wrong, it's still like I'm here, I'm choosing to do that, and it's not through the physical, it's literally through the connection that I have with him.
I also agree. And let's talk about the other side of that. Once you fall in love with them and not just their body or their sexual whatever, you will last longer. I got some of them.
Good, I got it.
Oh, if you see it through those lenses, you will be able to withstand the downsides. Like honestly speaking, if our relationship was driven on sex alone, we probably would have broke up.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Probably would have broke up because the first argument, I'm like, hold on, man, like I didn't sign up for this. Like,
yeah,
what?
There's no stronghold there.
There's there's no foundation.
Yeah, and I know a woman, she got pregnant, and the doctor said if you keep having sex, your baby's gonna die. That was month 1.
Oh.
So imagine all those months and postpartum that he had to wait through. And some men can't do that. So it's nice to see that I am with someone, if that did happen, that he would be able to wait for me.
Yeah. And also, I also think the same. I also thank her as well that she was also like able to understand retention and be on the same journey because from my experience, unequally yoked doesn't just mean two different religions. It also means we on the same page with everything. And me wanting to retain, my other partner wasn't with all that. She was not on that. She kind of just needed it right there. She was used to it, and we didn't match. We did not match.
Yeah, and I think I would say in the beginning of our relationship, you were really on that, and I was kind of just like, feeling like it was a bad thing. And I think a lot of the times I did kind of sabotage you. I know we did it back and forth, but I would say I really was not on where you were on. It was kind of like a fun thing, like, oh, I'm going to make him break, I'm going to make him break. But thinking of it now, it definitely is something where I'm like, wow, like our people perish from lack of wisdom, and I was only hurting you by doing that. And, I am sorry for that. And I really thank you for your obedience, because literally we would not have met each other if you weren't obedient to God, and vice versa.
I don't know who sent me this. I forgot how long ago it was, but they was talking about how we're goals. We are, I would like to say proudly, that God is in the midst of this relationship. We both love God. We both can hear from God. We both communicate with God. When one person is falling down, there's another one to come and lift both of us up. You know what I'm saying? But however, if you know that the relationship you have is called from God, if you know, then you will be exposed. Like your hidden flaws, your hidden imperfections, your hiccups, all of your everythings will be exposed. That's how you know that relationship is from God, because you will get exposed. That person who God set you up with, he will peel all your layers down to the point where you naked, like Adam and Eve.
And in a productive way.
In a productive way, yeah. Like they're not gonna tear you down, but they're gonna call you out.
Yeah, and I think we definitely had moments like that where, well, we're working through the communication aspect, but the posture of the heart, the true posture, was never to tear down, or just to say, hey, I don't like this. So, yeah, I definitely have grown a lot. I always say that I've grown in this relationship more than any. And I think that's important as well to get confirmation from God about it, because I did get confirmation too.
And so, yep, I did
Yeah.
too. Yep. So we just needed to get on here and say that this is the result of retention and celibacy. It's really all
Really
just abstinence.
obedience.
Oh, obedience. Yeah, it's really just obedience. It's like I don't. Yeah, you're right. I don't want to separate the two. It's like no, obedience is having sexual discipline. Like it's not. It's not. It's not different. You know what I'm saying? It's all the same. So this is just the result of it. I absolutely love this woman. She knows that. Her family knows that.
Yeah, so if you guys have any questions, just comment below and we'll be more than happy to make a part 2, 3, 4.
However many.
Yeah.
So, semen retention gang, this is the results. I am showing y'all proof that these things work. The benefits are real, the effects are real, and God favors you on retention. Don't ask me how. Matter of fact, I will know because back then I didn't know, but now I know why. It's because the Bible says you are blessed once you obey Him. So that's why now I'm answering people, because people will ask me why are people favored? Why do things happen to you good on retention? It's because you are obeying the good Creator of your body, and He rewards you. So, semen retention gang, we up.